Hello and welcome to another day of national holidays. Today is 1 October and it is a new month. Hi, I am your host CK and I am the creator of CK's Antics. Here on these daily videos, I give you what national holidays are happening today. And today you get a special treat. Being the 1st of October, I'm also going to talk about the month-long holidays as well as kicking off the first week-long awareness week. So, there are actually 41 month-long holidays or things that get celebrated during the month of October. Don't worry, I'm not going to go over all 41 today. What I am going to do over the next 7 days, I'll cover 6 per day. And if my math is correct, on day 7, I'll only be covering 5 because that would be 41. So, let's get started. Now, here are the first 6 month-long awareness and or holidays to be celebrated during the month of October. First up, we have AIDS. First up, we have AIDS Awareness Month, American Cheese Month, Blindness Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Caffeine Addiction Recovery Month, and finally, Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Also, kicking off this week, we have Fungal Disease Awareness Week happening 1 through 5 October. So, the only thing I'm going to say about the Fungal Disease Awareness Week is this. On a national holiday page, on this particular week, they decided that a good way for you to help spread awareness about fungal disease is you should post memes on social media. I'm not quite sure how that is going to spread awareness about fungal disease. I don't know about you, but usually memes are humorous, funny, sarcastic, and it's not really something that I would use to say bring awareness to an issue. But if you want to do that, go for it. Go ahead. Share your fungal awareness memes on your social media platforms. And with that, let's just get right into the month-long items that are being celebrated. So, let's talk AIDS Awareness Month. There are 37 million 37 million people living with HIV worldwide. Thankfully, the AIDS awareness has been able to do a lot towards helping people understand what it means to have AIDS, as well as from science and medical terms, or I guess medical areas, we have been able to prolong the lives of anyone who has been diagnosed with AIDS. So that is good. But we still need to continue to spread awareness about AIDS. Also, we've got Blindness Awareness Month. Again, this is to strive to accomplish education, inspiration, and advocacy. So check out these blind YouTubers, Consult a Blind Guy, Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul, and Artfully Blind with Diana. These are all blind or vision impaired YouTubers who do a great job sharing what it's like to be blind, as also helping other blind individuals and bringing awareness to those who aren't blind and how we, those without vision impairments can help those who are visually impaired. So if you want to check out their YouTube pages, go ahead and check out in the description, either below if you're checking out on YouTube or above in the description on Facebook, their links to their specific YouTube pages. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. They've got really, really great content. So please check them out. Also, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Something unusual that you probably didn't know is this used to be called the nun's disease. And the reason why is because it was predominantly seen amongst nuns over the general population. Obviously, we know that that's not true today, but I did find that interesting. And breast cancer can affect both men and women. It's also Down Syndrome Awareness Month. The physician John Langdon Down classifies the genetic disorder in 1862. Also, the Down Syndrome Information Alliance suggests celebrating Down Syndrome Awareness Month by carrying out 31 acts of random kindness, one for each day throughout the month of October. I think that you and I are capable of doing that. So starting today, let's carry out one act of random kindness. Also, it's Caffeine Addiction Recovery Month. Now, a lot of us may not even realize we are addicted to caffeine, and it isn't until we have to cut back on caffeine or we choose, say, like during Lent, to give up caffeine, that we truly realize how much it affects us. Because if you've ever stopped drinking caffeine cold turkey or started to cut back and you start getting really bad headaches or you get clammy, you're not feeling well, feel a lot of fatigue, that's probably because you are addicted to caffeine. But it's okay. There are things you can do. Obviously, cut back on your caffeine. I don't recommend going cold turkey. It's not really that great. But instead of going to reach for that extra cup, maybe just get up, go outside, get some fresh air, walk around a little bit, get that blood flowing. That may help instead of grabbing that extra caffeine, whether it's coffee, a soda, or an energy drink. But some interesting caffeine-related news, not so much about recovery so much, but I found it interesting that Brazil exports the most coffee than any other country at 5.7 billion pounds per year. And they have been the leading exporter, there we go, of coffee since the 1800s. That's crazy. Also, Finns, or those from Finland, drink the most coffee than anybody else on Earth. They consume 12 kilograms per person per year. Coming up in second is Norway at 9.9 kilograms. That's a lot of coffee, or caffeine, or coffee. Yeah, it's coffee. That's crazy. And also American Cheese Month. There are 5 not so cheesy facts that I have to share with you. First is, by law, American cheese is supposed to be made with at least 2 types of cheese. Also, some cheese critics wanted American cheese to be called embalmed cheese. Yes, that's because there was an embalming agent that is used to make the cheese. But this actually embalming agent really is used throughout a lot of products. But I just found it interesting that they wanted the cheese to be called embalmed cheese. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't really want to buy something that says embalmed cheese. But I digress. Also, cheese was originally sold in tin cans. And according to federal law, American cheese can't be sold as cheese, but actually has to be sold as processed cheese. And Kraft American cheese the slices contain 51% cheese, but that's not a standard. I would think that cheese would be 100% cheese. But cheese should be cheese. But it's not. And if you are wondering how much cheese is in your cheese, check the label. Cheese in your cheese. All right. And those are all the month stuff. Not all of them. Those are the 6 that we're going to cover today. And now on to what happens today that you can celebrate as far as national holidays. First up, we've got International Coffee Day. Just in case you didn't get enough coffee on Tuesday during National Coffee Day, it's now International Coffee Day. Also, it's International Day of Older People, the MidAutumn Festival, National Black Dog Day, National Fire Pup Day, National Hair Day, and National Homemade Cookies Day. Cookies. Oh, and World Vegetarian Day. Here we go. International Coffee Day. Legend says around 1700 AD, this was in Ethiopia, because that's where coffee originated, there were a herd of goats that are out frolicking and having a good time. Their owner thought this was a little unusual, so he investigated to figure out why his goats are acting so hyper and doing weird things. Turns out they were eating these red beans, so he determines the red beans is what making them act this way. He brings this to a monk, tells the monk about it. The monk's like, oh, that's great, because I need to be able to stay up to do my prayers in the evening, so he decides he should drink or take the red beans. The other way that story goes is that the monk dejected the beans, immediately threw them into the fire, and as the fire burned the red beans, an amazing, pleasant aroma wafted up from the flames, and the monk became happy and decided those little red beans weren't so bad. I have no clue whether or not any of these stories are true, but that's what I learned about while reading about International Coffee Day. Also, in the 15th century, the coffee beans started being called mocha. That's a fun word to say, mocha. And as coffee traveled, made its way across into Europe, they started to say that the drink was referred to as wine of Arabi. I think that's how you pronounce that. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Wine of Arabi. And, interesting, when they started making coffee houses, they started calling these coffee houses schools of the wise. I think we should bring that back. Yes, schools of the wise, because honestly, I'm not a big coffee drinker. However, if you were to tell me that I get wise from drinking it, or I think just the fact that saying, hey guys, let's head to schools of the wise for a cup of joe, sounds pretty cool. Better than saying, hey guys, let's head to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. Let's go to schools of the wise. I think that's a much better term. So let's bring that back. Let's start calling coffee houses schools of the wise. Also, in 1511, the Mecca actually banned coffee. 1932, the Brazil Olympic team couldn't even go to the Olympics because they didn't have enough money, and the Olympics was in LA. And so to get them there, what they did is they sold a whole bunch of coffee, put them on the ship, put the coffee on the ship, sent the ship up to LA, and that's how the team got to LA, because that was the only way they could fund them to get there. And in 2012, the largest recorded cup of coffee by the Guinness Book of World Records came in at a whopping 3,487 gallons. And finally, in 2014, International Coffee Day becomes a thing. So, those are the cool facts about International Coffee Day. And International Day of Older Persons. Really, this day is about celebrating our elders. And especially right now, with a lot of them being that high risk category, I urge you to reach out, call your parents or your grandparents, tell them that you love them, and just listen to their stories, even if you've heard this story for the umpteenth time. Because honestly, they truly do have a lot of great stories to share. And you should do your best to let them tell those stories over and over again. Because trust me, when you are no longer here, you will want to hear those stories again. So please make sure you call your older persons in your life and help celebrate them. Also, it is MidAutumn Festival time. And MidAutumn Festival is a Chinese holiday specifically revolving around the moon. It is also known as a moon festival. This is celebrated by the Chinese. Started a long, long time ago in 1045 BC. And it continues on all the way to 1912, between 1368 and 1912, when the Ming and Qing Mid-Autumn Festival reaches its peak. The Mid-Autumn Festival actually becomes a firm part of Chinese culture, and it is the second largest festival surrounded around the Chinese New Year. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, it's all about the moon. And actually, October has 2 full moons. One being tonight, and the other being on Halloween. All right. And it's also National Black Dog Day. This is really to spread awareness about black dogs, that bottom line, black dogs aren't bad. They're not a negative omen. And you should, if you're looking to adopt a dog, adopt a black dog. And not really related to Black Dog, but the fact that Led Zeppelin sang a song called Black Dog. It was actually named after the black dog that hung out near their recording studio. The song has absolutely nothing to do with Black Dog. It was just called Black Dog. And it's also National Fire Pup Day. And Fire Pup Day is about celebrating our animals that are in the fire service industry. And guess what? Not all fire service dogs actually are Dalmatians. Did you know that? Well, if you didn't, now you do. And it's also National Hair Day. National Hair Day is about celebrating your uniqueness and being able to do what you want to do and styling your hair. So if you want to hang out in bedhead all day, go for it. You be you. It's a hairstyle. If you want to dye your hair blue or purple or pink or the rainbow, go for it. If you want to shave your head, do it. I'm not really sure if that's called a hair day, but sure it is. And if you want to spike your hair, whatever you want to do, just do it as long as you are being you. And here are some other interesting facts on National Hair Day. I'll just kind of read through them real quick. Hair gel actually came about in the 10th century BC. That's kind of cool. Didn't realize that. Also, the royal hairdress became popular in the 1500s, and of course, a lot of people then followed the Royal Highness, Her Majesty. The bob came in around 1920s. The perm came in a decade later in the 1930s, and then in the 2000s, the wave sweeps the world, and the wave is just that nice, beachy, wavy type hair. I had a perm growing up as a kid. I hated it. I hated sitting at the salon for hours because my hair is long and it's thick, which means that it takes forever to wrap it up in those little rods. So, yeah. But anyways, I digress. You enjoy your National Hair Day today and go out in style and wear a cool, funky hairdo today. And it's National Homemade Cookies Day. Oh, I love a homemade cookie. And it's the perfect season for cookies, honestly. What is my favorite cookie? Good question. What is my favorite cookie? I mean, you could go to the obvious answer, which is chocolate chip, but that truly isn't it. I would say my favorite homemade cookie is a sugar cookie. Yes. Or shortbread. Shortbread cookie or sugar cookie? That's a tough one. Either one of those works. What is your favorite homemade cookie? And interesting facts, the average person will consume almost 19,000 cookies in a lifetime. So, are you on track to eat 19,000 cookies in a lifetime? Let me know. And if not, you better get to eating those cookies. And then finally, we have World Vegetarian Day. I am not a vegetarian. However, I do appreciate veggies in general. And there are a few days a week where I will go vegetarian and just eat veggies all day. But I do like my meat-based proteins. However, what I've noticed when it comes to like eating a vegetarian meal is it's all about the seasoning. If you can get that seasoning honed in, you'll be good. And you can live a vegetarian lifestyle if you truly do want to. It's all about the seasoning. It really, really is. But approximately 10% of the world are vegetarians. That's what's interesting. And India has the lowest per capita meat consumption in the world, which doesn't surprise me. But look at that food actually looks really, really delicious. And that's all vegetarian food right there. But it looks delicious. So let me know. Are you a vegetarian? Have you tried being a vegetarian? And if you've answered a no to either of these, would you attempt to do a vegetarian day? Just a day. Let me know in the comments. And folks, that is all we have today on our national holidays. Again, I am your host, CK, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this. If you are liking these daily videos, make sure to like, make sure to comment, and go ahead and subscribe, ring that bell so you can get notified of more of these awesome videos.